I wonder too when Coda or the developer made this game if they thought about it being played in this kind of setting, like on a stream with chat interaction.
Let's talk about video game development for a second.
Let's do that.
Every video game runs on what's called an engine, which determines what the game can and cannot do. So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development.
Yeah.
To make all of these games, Coda is using an engine called Source.
Okay.
Like all engines, Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly. One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors.
Okay.
That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well.
Let's see. Oh,
the tools available to the creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making. You might consider paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
Man. I don't know much about Source Engine. I wonder why that is the case, that it excels at that type of architecture. Guess we're going this way. Oh, we're going up. Okay, we can't go this way anymore, so I guess we're going into the cell.
This prison, funny enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go.
That's
If
smart.
you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that.
I appreciate that.
This is something that he and I used to argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible? And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else. Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere. There wasn't.
Oh, that's really interesting, man. That's cool, Don. I didn't know a lot about game design at all, really. This is kind of a cool thing to learn. Oh, hey.
Puzzle again, with the exact same solution as the last time.
What does it say about me that when he says it's the exact same solution as the last time, I don't believe him? But this person has never lied to me.
There's still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over. But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
Yeah. Well, that's true. I know Source is an older game engine. Hey.
Here, Coda begins using a kind of dialogue system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities.
Cool.
Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
I'm gonna... Man, these are all true. I like the first one. Did you have to get through a puzzle? Yeah, I did have to get through a puzzle with 2 doors. Well, I'll be honest with them. Tell us how you solved it. How do we get to the other side? Oh, man. Oh, but none of these are... Alright, I guess I'm going with option number 3. Listens. Okay, so now it says speak. There must be an ending. So now it says listen. Can I get up there with them? It says speak on one side, listen, speak. I'm guessing they just alternate. Oh, there's a fireplace? That's nice. I like this paneling. I don't know, it feels... Oh, it's these guys again. Was there a puzzle you had to pass through? Yeah. I mean, I guess at some point there was. We actually find the... What? Why would I don't recall a space between the doors. I'll visit it again soon. Now there's this wardrobe here. Okay. The space between the doors. Oh, with the smoke? Yeah, I was really interested in that. I originally tried to crawl through it. I thought they meant like between these.
So we make one last descent down to the final floor of the level.
This looks really nice. I like this.
It's a lamppost.
Yeah, and there's
Okay,
so
I can't
many
tell
of
you
these
quite
doors.
why, but for some reason, Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out. I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something. He wants a destination, which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination. We're going to see it in the work as well. His games are just going to become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them.
Huh, sounds like
And
a
as
big
we go,
change.
that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
He said Coda fixates on this lamppost, but the way it's positioned in that room, I think the whole audience is going to fixate on it. I'm curious to see how things change. Now we're in April of 2009, which is just a couple months from where we started. Let's walk around. We can leave notes. Let's just see what other players. April of 2009 was before Demon Souls, right? It would have been pretty close, but that was a very similar message. Jerk.
So first off, I'm sure you can deduce this, but this game is not connected to the internet. All of the notes that you're going to see have been written by Coda.
That
This
trickster.
was actually the first game of his that I ever played.
Yeah.
This was shortly after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up. I saw him working on this very level, and it was just so different
So
from anything
big.
that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like, I have to be friends with this person.
Hello.
In retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too pushy, trying to get his attention. I was over-enthusiastic. But he was very gracious about it and very patient with me.
Yeah.
Cooled off a bit.
Okay, yeah, good pull. So this
Feel free to
is...
skip over any of these notes if they're not doing anything for you. Nothing extra is going to happen if you read all of them. Either way, to me they convey a sense of loneliness.
I don't feel
I see this
that.
person who's filled with thoughts and feelings and beliefs and has no way to express them except as scattered and unheard voices
Let's
in a
jump
game
down.
that wasn't
Oh,
meant to be
we
played.
can't. There's an invisible wall. Oh my gosh.
But it's ironic, isn't it? That in playing this game and seeing how alone Coda often felt, that we get to know him better and actually kind of connect with him. And I have to be honest with you, this idea is really seductive to me. That I could just play someone's game and see the voices in their head and get to know them better and have to do less of the messy in-person socializing, I could just get to know you through your work.
Recognize me,
I
please.
think
Man,
this
that's a
is why I always
powerful
liked
message,
those
isn't
games
it?
so much. Is because it felt like they let me have that connection. I felt as though he was inviting me personally into his world. And then I feel less lonely too.
Door how open? Makes games, includes door. Cannot open door. Well, you don't have to go through the door. Yeah, the long message is really long and really vapid. I love it. There's some art. I don't know. He said this feels really lonely, but it doesn't feel lonely at all to me. It feels like I remember chat rooms being in like the early 2000s where there's a lot of people saying a lot of mundane stuff, but everybody feels connected. I need someone to talk to, I guess. That's what it's for, right? Or like Twitch chat. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, when Twitch chat really gets rolling, I think it's like that too. Painting. What does it mean? I like the painting. I don't know. I think it's cool. What's this one say? Help. I'm trying to speak. It's a little more morbid. Things look messy up close and perfect from far away. I don't know. I'll step back a little bit, but I think it looks really good up close. I think you can, when you're up close to that, you can see all the detail. It's pretentious and you also. Yeah, I've never played Talos Principle. It's another game that I was thinking about doing pack picks for. It's on the list, actually. I've got about a dozen games ready to go that we'll be doing on Tuesdays moving forward, but I'll chill for the rest of the stream at the end.
And here, I'll tell you what I think the puzzle means. Each of these games represents an idea that was on Coda's mind at the time that he was making it. And the puzzle is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one. In each of his games, after exploring a theme that, he might find difficult, Coda can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution, he understands exactly how it works,
almost at the end.
And so it gives him a simple mechanism for moving on.
Does this puzzle? Honestly, reading these messages makes me feel so much better for being stuck on it for a couple minutes.
Spaces. Before you move on, you get to pause. Just for a moment, a few seconds to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here. To step back and connect the pieces together. To grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
Man. Yeah, I see what you're saying now, Don. Hey, here's the lamppost again, and a bunch of typewriters. It's like monkeys and Shakespeare, I guess. Hey, I'm here. Oh, I tried hitting enter to bring up a chat window. Now we're in May of 2009, into June.
Okay, this one is tough. It's gonna kind of just spin its own wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
Okay. It's a nice area. See a picture of a city. Got a nice lamp, coffee table, 2 couches, drawers that I can't open. I'm in bars. I thought those might have been slats or something. What's over there? Can't really make it out. There's something. Oh, there's a door here. I can just go through that. No? Oh yeah, there we go. I just got stuck on the wall. Some cool abstract lighting. Something about these corridors, I don't know, they feel really comforting, even though I don't think they're supposed
this is
to.
it, the whole game. And there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it. You just walk to the end of a hallway. Except, for some reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's gonna start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
Zelda Ocarina of Time. Huh. That's really interesting. What furniture ought to go in the center of the room? Oh. Well, let's put in a TV with surround sound. A coffee table wasn't an option. That would have been what I picked. What goes on the wall? That's like 10 stoves lined up against the wall. Nope, we're not getting that. We're gonna get 2 couches. Tesla coils. Why not? So he's not gonna give us a chance to pick the right option. Yeah. I'm pretty sure none of my choices make any difference. Yeet! Hey! Welcome. Since we've got a couple more people in the chat today, welcome to Tuesday's Pack Picks.
There's a bit more to this one, but still, it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake.
This game is really interesting. So now I'm in like a...
Okay,
I guess
he throws
it's
it out and starts over. This time he comes at the prison idea from a different direction.
Just like a modern furniture maze. Okay. Please walk forward. Well, it doesn't look like I have a choice. This guy don't escape any prison environment. Remember each step. Alright. Help me remember the steps, guys. Step 1, we're going to click on the table. Go over to the photo frame and turn it slightly. Alright. Now turn the floor lamp off and then back on. Alright. Left side sofa and move it a little. And then the shelves. That's it. And the real prison and the escape will open. Alright. It sounds good. Return to the start to go back to the prison. Alright. Return. Let's do it. Okay, so here we are back again.
Now the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to escape.
Of course.
Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside.
There's the skybox again.
More of these. I mean, he really unloaded on this prison idea. There's nearly a dozen. Personally, I think it's awful to watch this. To see a person basically unraveling through their work. And for what? Like, at what point do you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on?
Man.
But Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop. That particular mechanism of defense
we got these blocks again.
Against yourself. Without it, you just spiral. And so he keeps going and going and going and going and going, and then he hits on something. And he likes it.
Ooh.
And that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons.
Do you think it's the lamppost again?
This is the very last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
Okay. This is the... Alright. So the prison... He says the prison isn't in it. Is the furniture. Can we do the escape sequence? It's so dark. It's really atmospheric. And there's the lamppost. That's what we've been moving towards the whole time. Spooky. Got a phone. Hey. It's me from the prison. Oh, I'm calling myself.
It's a conversation. And so this is what Coda wants, is to be able to talk to someone, to share what's on his mind, and to get some good advice from someone who knows.
I guess
But the
nobody
irony is
knows
that
better
even in
than
this scenario, you're still
you
talking
with hindsight.
to yourself.
Yeah.
All of these games so far are Coda talking to himself.
You know, it is strange, but I do kind of miss the prison. It was oddly comforting. Was there anything about it that felt good? Being there sucks. It sucks until you leave it, you know? Maybe it was comfortable. I knew its limits. I knew the trick to get out. I knew that you click on the table and then you straighten the picture and all that kind of stuff. But then it didn't matter. You'll see what I'm talking about when you've been in there for a little while longer. Did you get a call? No! I'm the first person to call back. I don't know what to do. Right. To get out, you just gotta talk to somebody. Sometimes it just helps to have somebody to puzzle through stuff with you. I think that's what the author of this is trying to say, right? Or just talk to me. Yeah, I'll be around. I'll be here as long as you need me.
I can see why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games.
Yeah.
After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay. Wouldn't that be nice?
That was really cool. I think that one is my favorite of the games that we've gone through so far. My second favorite.
So what would it look like
is the one where you walk
wanted to make a
backwards.
game about talking to someone other than himself?